The Constitutional Council of Cameroon has entered a decisive phase in its pre-election activities ahead of the presidential poll scheduled for October 12, 2025. Since Monday, August 4, the council has been hearing and ruling on dozens of appeals submitted by presidential aspirants and political stakeholders challenging the decisions taken by Elections Cameroon Elecam regarding the acceptance and rejection of candidacies. One of the most significant developments so far is the rejection of Maurice Kamto's petition to be reinstated as a presidential candidate. The verdict was delivered this Tuesday, August 25, by the President of the Constitutional Council, Clement Atangana, after lengthy hearings on Monday involving Maurice Kamto and Dieudonné Yebga, each claiming to be the legitimate candidate of the Manidem political party. Elecam had earlier disqualified both Kamto and Yebga from the presidential race on the grounds that Manidem had submitted two candidacies, thereby violating Article 121, Paragraph 2 of Cameroon's 2012 Electoral Code, which clearly states that each legally constituted political party may present only one candidate for the presidential election. Kamto's legal team argued that he was the properly invested candidate, claiming that Yebga's candidacy was fraudulent and unsupported by the current leadership of Manidem. Despite this argument, the Constitutional Council ruled that it had no jurisdiction to interfere in intra-party disputes and declared that Kamto's petition lacked sufficient justification to overturn Elecam's decision. In short, the council determined that it was not its role to decide which candidate was validly nominated by Manidem. As a result, both candidacies were rejected. Kamto's rejection has dominated headlines, but he is far from being the only aspirant whose petition has been denied. Several other candidates, including Bertin Kisop, were rejected due to procedural errors such as incomplete documents, invalid signature, or failure to meet residency or legal status. A similar fate was held by Leon Theodore Onana, who challenged the eligibility of incumbent President Paul Biya. His petition was equally rejected. As it stands, Elecam has approved 13 candidates for the presidential race, pending final validation by the Constitutional Council. These include President Paul Biya, now seeking the 8th consecutive term at the age of 92, and the opposition figure Cabral Libi, whose own candidacy was briefly questioned due to internal rifts within the PCRN party. According to the law, the Constitutional Council must include its review and publish a final list of approved candidates not later than August 11, that is, 10 days after the window for appeals opened. Its decision, once rendered, are final and legally binding as stipulated by Law Number 2004/004, that is governing the functioning of the Constitutional Council. However, the impartiality and independence of the Constitutional Council have been subject to intense debate. Critics point out that a majority of its 11 members are appointed by the President of the Republic, raising questions about its ability to make neutral decisions in politically sensitive cases. Civil society groups, members of legal profession, and even religious leaders such as the Bishop of Bafoussam, His Lordship Paul Lonchikone, who have publicly expressed concerns regarding on the council to uphold justice and not merely procedures. The rejection of high-profile opposition figures like Maurice Kamto could have far-reaching consequences. While the Constitutional Council is fulfilling its legal mandate, the spirit of democracy demands more than compliance with procedure. It demands transparency, fairness, and genuine political competition. With the October 12 election looming, The real test lies not just on who appears on the ballot, but in whether Cameroonians believe the system reflects their will. As the hearings continue in Yaoundé, all eyes remain on the council, not only for its rulings, but for the signal it sends about the future of governance, justice and democratic accountability in Cameroon.
Now, the latest we know is that Maurice Kamto has been rejected alongside other politicians who petitioned the Constitutional Council. Tonight, Mr. Cyril Jomo, he is a member of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Mr. Yannick Fonke. Good evening to co-panelists. It's a pleasure to meet some for the first time and others. We have almost become, we are almost having a meeting here all the time I come around. Tonight is a day we are celebrating a man who have distinguished himself in the political landscape of Cameroon, Professor Maurice Kamto. So many will have wished that his name should be buried early, but Plan A just expired. We are gearing for Plan B. I see people talking of coalition and very much, but I'm here tonight to tell you, you also, you can be your personality to reflect that of Maurice Kamto rather than wishing that he should come and join you so that he should become a winning element in the eyes of Cameroonians. To build credibility, to build trust, it takes sacrifice. How many candidates in list today out of the 13 are not accompanying Mr. Biat? That is what I came to tell you tonight.
Okay, thank you very much, Jomo.
Of course, Yannick, the Constitutional Council today is a tool in the hands of the regime. It manipulates it at its own will for its own interests. Contrary to what Mr. Ndifo said, today is a sad day to Cameroonians. No, I don't think so. We already knew the outcome of what the pre-electoral litigation could look like, so there was no surprise there. The Constitutional Council, you were talking of actors, including Mr. Paul Atanganji, who happens to be the Minister of Territorial Administration. Actually, he changed the website of that ministry just as Kamto submitted his candidacy at the elections Cameroon. And in the course of changing, Cameroonians were watchful and they saw how he was manipulating it. On the night of July 23rd. Then they cried out. The following day, we saw he had brought in, changing from Anissa Ekane to Dieudonné Yebga. But what betide him, the secretary he brought in the board of Dieudonné Yebga, Mr. Jean Mavois, actually was not a corrupt individual. So he came out in a videotape where he denounced that masquerade, saying that he doesn't want to partake to it. Shortly after, knowing that we were to drive straight to for pre-electoral litigation that just happened, that had its verdict today, he had Dieudonné Yebga on call, recorded, where Dieudonné Yebga, being a former computer staff with former INEO or former Sonel, for those who have lived for some years now. So he personally changed those names and put the one that favor Minat Boss. Minat Boss since 2021, as you rightly said, has been paying, since 2018, has been paying annual subvention to Anissa Ekane for having one municipal councillor at Zibomba. So Dieudonné Yebga has never received that money. Yes, always been Anissa Ekane, coupled with Elections Cameroon board member, representative in the littoral region. Each time they had their regional consultative meeting. They're always invited, and they say can I. So Zedon Yebga, for the few appearances he has made on air, has always been presenting himself since 2018 as a traditional authority. He distanced himself from politics. We have dig deep on Equinox Dimanche avec vous program, where he was proud to say that he didn't actually follow the case, just like Edith Kabawala did in 2018 when she was stripped off of her CPP leadership position. So Zedon Yebga let go that legal void that was open to him, but was resurrected and had grievances against Anisere Kane. He was resurrected as soon as Kamto fire went on. First, the police commissioner of Yaoundé 6 district police, who snapped Kamto mandate by Manidem and put on air. Since that action took place, that is where they went and dug Zedon Yebga from his village. Wow. And you had this barrister, whether it's an economist, Hervé Emmanuel Tom. He was then having a debate on Canada International, where he was the first person to announce that Zedon Yebga was coming back after having a meeting in Yaoundé with the Secretary General at the presidency, Ferdinand Gongo.
Well, so we can't really verify.
I cannot give stupid statement here. You started with that, so give me chance to.
What I said was what was.
You will not deny this viewers. No, we were in a Christian platform. Let's not tell
you don't make statements that
I'm telling you that I have evidence for what I'm saying.
Please, can we have those evidence?
Of course.
You have evidence
of the call? As I'm forwarding to you, I want the three of you to be seeing how it's entering your phone. So I just send one. So what I was actually trying to explain,
don't say statements you can't back up.
What I was trying to explain here to learn is that all Cameroonians have watched this dubious act from the Minat box, and so it was obvious that the Constitutional Council, if it was still neutral, should at least recognize that these things are existing. But it didn't give a listening ear. So rather than telling Cameroonians that it is a highest judiciary court in the land, we should tell Cameroonians that it is an instrument that has been placed to ease way for the ruling party to conserve itself, because their only intention is to be there. Whether they are serving the people or not, we just want to be there.
Right. Now, thank you.
Bypass this debate about candidacy. We should move forward to talk actually the question of coalition after the electoral code or the electoral council.
We are enlightening.
When you start going back, like, we don't have time. So, Yadi, please, if you permit, I want to come in to say that when Jesus died, most pastors actually thought that they would come up and wipe the name of Jesus. So, over the years, we have had pastors that have come up with so many strategies. But it's been difficult. You see, the incumbent have chose his own opponent. And in that process, he has eliminated Cameroonian in the race. Because I could understand that Kamto was eliminated because MRC did not go for the 2020 elections. But that he moved to Manedem, that was recognized among the 18 parties to stand. And still, he's been pushed out. Then, there is a malice intention to rig election and conserve power. And don't forget, there is a text of law that went in recently for the vice president position. So, coalition in the opposition, I saw Mr. Andy.
I was talking, you stole the show from me, sir.
No, it's okay.
Very happy.
Let him just
very happy because, for once, he knows Kamto is not among the 13. So, when he look around, he sees that most of the others one are clown. They are jokes. And there are people that have one or two handicap with the system in place. And then plus the longevity of the SCF.
on the political scene in the country, he knows that if there is any meaningful coalition to take place in the absence of Kamto, then more people are going to push for OC candidacy. But I want to tell you that Cameroonians are not that fool. 7 years has gone. 7 years has gone. Within the 7 years, Cameroonians have been able to see who is closer to their needs, to see who is working for their interests, to see who is denouncing the abuse that is taking place nationwide. To sit here and tell Cameroonians that there is hope for any coalition, that's the biggest lie we can start the night with. And that is where Mr. Nzifo wants to drive us. See, you cannot have a straight road and a poddy road. Mr. Nzifo is taking the poddy one because he wants to derail. This is the very same man that was sat here on this platform. I was begging for coalition, by then they have not yet called for candidacy. He was denying. Plus his chairman, mind you, Yannick, on the day that the electoral elections Cameroon published his 13 names, his chairman, Mr. Ose, went on make a public outing where he was already calling MRC sympathizers to redirect their attention to one possible party. Of course, he didn't mention himself, but I could see his malice intention to say that, okay, he's ready to welcome them as if they were slaves or as if they were refugees. This is what I want to say.
MRC did not go in for this election. What are you talking about?
I'm saying that when the candidacy of Professor Kamto, and I talk of his sympathizers, I didn't talk of MRC.
All right.
So they are playing tricks around. They want to mirror all those sympathizers MRC have. But this is it, Yannick. The people are not cheap as we think. For Kamto to have the popularity he has today, to have the attack he's receiving from the system, he didn't do that by his own will. He chose to sacrifice the 7 last year with Cameroonian every day. Don't forget that as we talk, we still have political prisoners. I mean, militant of MRC in prison because they dare said that they should put an
correction. Kamto is not a militant of the MRC anymore.
Excuse me.
He is not a militant of the MRC.
He's sympathizer.
No, I want to make that
90%.
Stop deceiving Cameroonians.
90% of his sympathizers are from MRC. I don't know why you are crying there. Now let me learn. This man cannot start us.
No, I have to react there. Yannick, I have to react there.
If you don't give
a statement,
the program was going good until you said you stepped in. This is what I wanted to say. Let me learn. Give me a chance to learn.
So
Yannick, I was saying that Cameroonians need to be respected. The same people who said that coalition is not possible, they should continue on like that. I feel so uncomfortable to hear Mr. Nzifo talk of coalition.
Well, we know Maurice Kamto has made many changes along the line too. So any politician can make some changes. Mr. Nzifo, please, you will come up.
Mr. Yannick, I was about to answer the question.
It's not.
Mr. Nzifo, just hold on your thoughts. Hold on your thought for a moment. Yes, barrister, just round up.
Thank you.
No, it's okay. No, please.
He's talking about independency candidacy.
It's
You
okay.
go and be talking about 300 signature. Why were you now?
No, please, I'm the one moderating the debate.
You are not the moderator, yes.
I'm the one
Why were
moderating.
you?
You may be knowledgeable enough. Not every Cameroonian is.
No, we are going past that.
Not every
No,
Cameroonian
Mr.
is.
Jomo, can you cajole yourself, please, for the purpose of this panel?
I know that your candidate has been disqualified. You are angry. Allow people to listen.
No. Today is a celebration night to us.
All right, barrister, please, we're going to come back to you. Thank you very much. We really don't have time, but Mr. Nzifo, your rounding thought. What should be the way forward for those candidates who petitioned and whose petitions were disqualified? What do you think should be the way forward for them to move forward their aspirations, even without them being at the leadership or the front row?
Yeah, in politics, they don't talk strategy on air. We didn't come here to tell you what our next move would be.
Well, I'm looking at you here as an analyst.
No, don't look at me as analyst. I am MRC member. So I'm saying that for 7 years, people think elections start on the electoral year. No, please let us remind them that politics isn't a kindergarten game where you play your ndoshi, play your ndoshi. When you get tired, then you come down. People should give their vote to you. No, that's not what we're saying. And if you want to change a 43-year sitting regime, know that you don't change them by pampering them.
So the only one that could do the job is out of the place. Give us at least time to think, and don't expect me to come and be talking strategy. I better pass my floor to Barrister, but to tell viewers that we are not silent. We will always answer present. We are not like those incumbents that they are the one managing the phone, but they cannot even call and give their voice to you. We will not remain silent. They have maybe closed our candidacy, but we are not silent.
Right, Barrister. Mr. Jomo, thank you very much for coming.
The country needs our help. We must be up. Let's stand up for the country.
Right. Thank you very much. Of course, it's a wake-up call for